Hello fellow pre-service teachers and teachers. My name is Marika Powell and this video is about the still present issues and concept in today's educational and external environment, ethnocentrism. Now, ethnocentrism is merely a global issue regarding the attitudes and behaviors typically found within cultures, religions and races concerning favoritism. According to R. Hammond, recorded evidence gathered suggests that a predisposition to favor in cultures and races can easily be triggered by an ununiform group's differences, and that cooperation within these cultures and races hardly occur even when it's collectively costly not to. As our own personal and cultural and religious lenses influence how we interpret others and how we behave in society, according to R. Hampton, culture is generally accepted to be a learnt process, while race is associated with a perceived inherited characteristics. Relationship between young and old in each culture exists to teach and reinforce culturally appropriate behaviors and attitudes and values. Following a hierarchical stratification of societies, examination of cultures and races requires a constant emphasis on objectivity and appreciation that we might not always see things the same as others do. By not objectively understanding and appreciating others' cultures and races around can cause cultural favoritism, ethnocentrism. When working in multicultural situations, it's important to accept and relate to individuals from a wide range of backgrounds without prejudice or preconceptions based on emotive issues and erroneous ideas. The Australian history has shown that non-Aboriginal Australians had most definitely been ethnocentric regarding the Aboriginal people. Looking at the obviously poor and unjust treatment of the Aboriginal people early in the country's history, there have been many changes though in the public opinion and the political opinion with the acceptance and the welfare of Aboriginal people over the past 100 years. But has there been enough change to say there is no longer any ethnocentrism? As evidence, there is little to be said about the Aboriginal people in the early Australian history books. What we do know is the view of the non-Aboriginal people was very ethnocentric. The opinion was that the Aboriginals were savages with little regard for what was made for the fact the Aboriginal people had lived off this land and in this land for many years successfully without interference. Also, let us not forget the Aboriginal children were taken from their families and used as a source of manual labour for the European farmers. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make an origami blown box and how it relates to the ethnocentrism of the Westerner and Aboriginal cultures. Each line and fold symbolises the Aboriginal's culture disfavoured. Step 1 involves folding a paper in half both vertically and horizontally. Turn the paper 45 degrees to the left to make a diamond shape and fold in half again, both vertically and horizontally. This symbolises the segregation between the different cultures and races in Australia. Step 2 involves folding in these two triangles to make one triangle. Then, by lifting up and folding both ends on either side of the triangle, creates a diamond to represent the wealth and land stolen to increase the Western culture finances, while most Aboriginals and Torres Strait people still today live in major poverty. To complete step 3, you must fold the right and left corners into the center of the diamond. Repeat this on the other side. Tuck the loose flaps into the folds you have just made. You do this by making a small triangle on each side and tucking it in. Like so. This represents the hidden truths and history of the Westerner culture has tried to bury about the mistreatment of the Indigenous people. Aboriginal culture is extremely diverse, owning many localised differences in traditions and social norms. With hope within the future, Australia can achieve something called cultural relativism. According to J. Tilley, cultural relativism is basically an individual's belief and values that are culturally fair and equal, explicitly that not one solitary ethnic, cultural or racial group is the particular set of beliefs and values superior to anyone else's. As stated before, when working in a multicultural situation such as pre-service or service teaching, it is important to accept and relate to individuals from a wide range of backgrounds, cultures and races without prejudice or preconceptions based on emotive issues and erroneous ideas. By not doing this, we are continuing the ethnocentrism, the favoritism of our own culture, while depreciating theirs. By preventing ourselves from becoming ethnocentric individuals, believing that only our culture is better than others, we as teachers need to teach and allow students to grow and develop within their culture, religion, and race without devaluing or excluding any others.